but you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
Thank you, Rachel.
Made you on the way out?
The Hollywood spotlight has straight up dimmed on Rachel Zegler, and insiders aren't even trying to hide it anymore. What started as behind-the-scenes murmurs has exploded into straight-up confessions. Her team's done with her. The second I landed in LA, the vibe was loud and clear. Rachel's star power ain't what it used to be. Now here's the wild part. Folks in the industry are saying her whole support system is falling apart. A source in the PR world even said she's a nightmare to work with. And get this, agents and managers are dodging her like she's radioactive, refusing to even bring her name into brand meetings or campaign pitches. Word is she's now seen as a straight-up liability. Nobody wants to touch that mess. And what's even more shocking, Zegler reportedly doesn't even realize how deep this goes. Someone close to a management firm spilled that Zegler still thinks she can push through and bounce back, but the truth? Nobody's calling anymore. Her team is tired, like drained from trying to keep her image from sinking completely. This ain't just a rough patch, it's a full-on meltdown unfolding right before our eyes. People from her inner circle are backing out quietly. Others are making a clean break. The message is loud. Rachel's become too difficult to manage in a business that lives off perfect appearances and spotless reputations. And when your foundation cracks in this game, it all comes crashing down fast. Careers in Hollywood can crash overnight, and Rachel Zegler's is looking shakier by the minute. Sure, she's still got a few contracts and her name holds weight, but insiders say the structure around her is crumbling fast. She's stuck in the middle of the mess with barely anyone left in her corner. And the whole Snow White drama, that just poured gas on the fire. When Disney tried to bring back the original animated Snow White, it tanked at the box office. Hard. And guess who's catching heat for that flop? Even though Zegler wasn't in the 1937 classic, her past comments about the remake blew up so badly, folks are blaming her for the original film's failure too. She didn't just criticize the storyline, she took aim at the Prince character and even shaded the film's legacy. Those takes backfired big time, turning her into the accidental face of a full-blown Disney disaster. That re-release didn't just underperform, it went down in flames. Some insiders are calling it a double embarrassment, saying Disney managed to humiliate the same brand twice, once with the new movie and again with the old one. Box office experts say the hate around Zegler's version of Snow White was so intense, it scared folks away from the original too. Longtime fans bailed, TikTok and Twitter were drowning in memes mocking her interviews, and audiences just didn't show up. It was brutal, no fairy tale ending in sight. Disney's reaction to the whole Rachel Zegler chaos. Stone cold silence. No statements, no damage control, just crickets. And let's be real, that silence speaks volumes. This ain't confusion, it's a calculated move. Word around the lot is that the studio's letting the situation self-destruct so they can quietly back away without making a scene. This isn't just about a re-release flopping, it's about Disney realizing she might not have what it takes to carry a billion-dollar franchise. This whole mess feels like a brutal reality check. It's not even about whether she's in trouble anymore, it's about whether Hollywood's already closed the door on her for good. Behind the curtains, things are getting tense. Her inner circle, publicists, managers, studio handlers, they're scrambling like crazy, but it's clear they've lost control of the narrative. And truth is, some of them are done trying. Sources say her team's in total disarray. Some are pushing for a bold rebrand, trying to reshape her public image ASAP. Others, they've checked out completely and are just riding it out until their contracts run out. One insider from a top publicity agency didn't sugarcoat it. They called it flat-out dysfunction. No one's aligned, no one's leading, and everyone's ducking tough conversations. Worst part, her public image is all over the place. Her interviews show one version of her, confident, polished. But then she disappears off social media like she's gone ghost. There's no game plan, no message, no unity, and in this business, that kind of chaos is a career killer. Every time Rachel Zegler tries to switch things up, it backfires hard. The minute a cringy old clip pops back up or a past quote goes viral, it wrecks any momentum she's trying to build. And now the money talks are getting real serious. Reports say the Snow White re-release barely made $50 per theater. That's like 4 tickets. Total flop. Industry insiders are starting to see Zegler as a liability they have to work around instead of with. And in Hollywood, that's a brutal label to carry. Branding's everything here. And when your own team doesn't know how to present you anymore, that's a big red flag. Some reps have even pulled out of early talks about award shows and press appearances, either to dodge backlash or because they straight up don't know how to frame her in a positive light. But the real problem? Her reputation's falling apart inside the industry. From PR pros to casting directors, there's a quiet agreement growing. Rachel just isn't worth the gamble anymore. Her interviews keep making headlines for all the wrong reasons. What used to come off as bold confidence now feels like she's picking fights. That fresh energy she had, people now say it feels more like arrogance. One rep reportedly vented to an insider saying, "Every time we think she's learned her lesson, she does it again." It's not just what she says, it's how she says it. That little smirk, the sharp tone, the sound bites that spread like wildfire, for all the wrong reasons. In today's game, being relatable is everything, and Rachel Zegler's value is dropping fast. She's gone from being the fresh face everyone was watching to someone folks now call tough to work with, and even tougher to defend. And now, the social fallout is hitting hard. Events she used to own, those red carpet moments, she's not even getting invited anymore. Fashion deals, gone, brand collabs, ghosted, influencer campaigns, nowhere to be found. But the biggest red flag? Radio silence from her own circle. No shout-outs from co-stars, no posts from glam teams, not even a proud of you from fellow actors or stylists. The same outlets that used to hype her up non-stop, they've backed off completely. Even the smaller voices, film reviewers, micro-influencers, and fan pages are backing away. And when they do post about her now, it's old clips being used as caution signs about what happens when fame goes sideways. That shift, it ain't random. Insiders say it's all calculated. Nobody wants to get caught up in the storm around her name. One producer even said just being spotted in the same group pic as her could spark headlines. That's how radioactive it's gotten. In Hollywood, visibility means power. So when you're not being seen, tagged, praised, or even acknowledged, you're not just fading out, you're being erased from the spotlight altogether. Rachel Zegler might still technically be booked, but she's no longer welcome where it really counts, the industry's inner circle. And when that door closes, it's usually the first clue that a replacement is already lined up. Disney's silence on her situation is loud. It screams that they're pulling back, even though she was once supposed to be the face of their Snow White remake. Insiders are whispering that Disney's already planning her quiet exit. Since the backlash first exploded, Zegler hasn't been part of a single major promo moment. And let's be honest, when has Disney ever stayed quiet while one of their big stars got dragged publicly? Not a word from them, even when the re-release of the original Snow White totally bombed. If Zegler still held real value for the brand, they'd be steering the narrative hard. But instead, they've let the rumors fly. Behind the scenes, people are saying it's even messier than we thought. Some claim reshoots and major edits are being talked about, while others say Disney's looking to slice down her screen time in post-production. The wildest talk, that they're already eyeing fresh new faces for upcoming princess projects, talent with cleaner reputations, and a better grip on connecting with fans. And don't expect any big public announcements if they move on. That's not Disney's style. When they cut ties, they do it quietly. No press releases, no statements. They just stop calling. If that's what's happening now, then Zegler's downfall isn't just about losing one role. It's a signal that she could be getting pushed out of the whole Disney machine. When the biggest studio in the game pulls back their support, bouncing back is almost impossible. And Rachel Zegler's feeling that sting hard. Her online vibe has totally flipped. That once buzzing Instagram, it's gone cold, posts are rare now, captions are super filtered, and that bold energy she used to post with, replaced by a silence that feels more staged than sincere. Insiders say this social media retreat didn't happen by accident. Her team apparently told her to fall back after months of getting dragged online. Every time she posted, folks picked it apart word by word. Supporters couldn't defend her tone anymore, and even people who were neutral started giving her the side eye. Truth is, she was too unfiltered, too confident that people were still backing her, even when the signs said otherwise. But now, that silence is starting to backfire too. These occasional glossy posts aren't giving anyone a sense of authenticity. They feel like textbook damage control. She's posting just enough to say, "I'm still here," but not enough to actually rebuild trust. And with no real engagement or heartfelt efforts to reconnect with her audience, people are asking the obvious. What's really going on behind the scenes? In Hollywood, long stretches of silence don't scream growth. They scream crisis management. And what really makes it obvious? Not a single public defender is stepping up. No directors praising her skill, no co-stars dropping kind words, no industry allies backing her up online. During past controversies, she had people in her corner. Now, the silence from everyone else might be even louder than her own. Now that the noise has shifted from just online chatter to serious reputation damage, even Rachel Zegler's biggest supporters have gone quiet. And that silence speaks louder than any tweet. Industry insiders say this pullback is all about self-preservation. In plain terms, backing her right now is seen as bad for business. One PR strategist put it bluntly, if you defend her, you're risking getting dragged into the backlash yourself. This kind of career freeze doesn't hit out of nowhere. It builds up, controversy after controversy, until it reaches a point where being associated with her feels more like a liability than a badge of support. The question echoing through Hollywood isn't, can she fix this one role? It's way bigger. Has she burned too many bridges before her career even got off the ground? What makes Rachel's fall especially wild is that it wasn't some scandal or legal drama that brought her down. It's her own attitude, those interviews, the way she speaks, how she seems disconnected from what the audience actually wants to hear. Technically, she still has time to make a comeback, but that would take something she hasn't shown yet. Real humility, no PR spin, no carefully worded captions, just raw, honest growth. Because right now, she's not just losing jobs, she's fading out of relevance completely. And in a place like Hollywood, where there's always someone fresh and ready to take the spotlight, slipping into silence is the same as being erased. Let this be your reminder. This town can crown you in a heartbeat and cut you loose just as fast. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's most shocking turns. Catch you in the next one.